Let's talk about signs of the covenant. Multiple commandments are referred to as being signs. And these are signs in the same sense, in the same terminology, as Moses performing signs and wonders to show whom he was representing. For example, Exodus 13:9 describes the Feast of Unleavened as being a sign on our hand, and the observance of the firstborn commands. So the offering of the firstborn male clean beast and the redemption of the firstborn male child. Those are to be signs on our hand as well in Exodus 13:16. And the covering that was made for the altar was to be a sign in Numbers 16:38, a sign that Aaron and Aaron's sons are the only legitimate priests. But there are two commands referred to as signs of the covenant. One of them explicitly says this, and one of them is said to be a sign and a covenant both. Let's look at Genesis 17. Genesis 17:10 through 11 says, "This is my covenant, which you shall guard between me and between you and between your seed after you. Be circumcised to you, all male, and you shall be circumcised, flesh of your foreskin, and it shall be to sign of covenant between me and between you." Notice the wording here. It says that the flesh of the foreskin is being circumcised. So we are talking about an outward, physical, fleshly act, not any kind of figurative act. This is an actual, physical, literal act. This is the sign of this covenant. And we see this command enforced in Exodus 4, whenever Moses had not circumcised his son. And we also see it reiterated in Exodus 12 in reference to the Passover, and in Leviticus 12 in reference to a newborn child. So the circumcision, the actual physical circumcision of the males, is a sign of the covenant. And there is another sign in Exodus 31. Verse 13 says, "And you, word to sons of Israel, to say, Surely my Sabbaths you shall guard, that it is sign between me and between you to your generations, to know that I am Yahuwah, one hallowing you." And we see that the Sabbath is described as a covenant in verse 16. We are commanded to guard the Sabbath and to do the Sabbath. And the whole meaning of the Sabbath is reflected in the meaning of the word Sabbath itself. The word Sabbath comes from the Hebrew Shabbat, which literally means ceasing. It means ceasing from work. We are stopping our work on the seventh day. We are doing our deeds for 6 days, and on the seventh day, we are stopping. We are ceasing. We are commanded to guard the Sabbath and to do the Sabbath. And this is a sign. And it also says that this is a covenant. It is a sign that Yahuwah is one hallowing us, one making us holy. So the question is, are we exhibiting these signs? Are we exhibiting the signs of the covenant? Thanks for watching. Feel free to check out some of my other videos about other Torah issues, and be sure that you stay in touch so we can continue this discussion. Thanks for watching. Remember the commands. Shalom.